Hey, welcome to the Sideline. Check out this. Starting next week, we're going to be giving out free t-shirts to anyone who subscribes to the Sideline. You know, the cool thing is that Sports Plus offered to be the t-shirt provider for the show, and they're shipping in about a load of 500 shirts next week. So when you come to the field house, you'll see this sign. You'll see the QR code. If you subscribe, get a t-shirt.
It's awesome. They do a lot of good printing for us. We're both wearing
Yeah,
something.
we got something they just
printed
printed
things on
for
it. They
us, so
printed. So
it's
yeah, they
nice.
do a really good job.
They do a
I
lot of our
appreciate it.
uniforms too, so they're a great partner
Yeah.
for us, and it was really nice of them to be our first true sponsor and get us going in that direction. So thank you to Billy and the team over there at Sports Plus.
Well, what we gonna talk about today, boys? Got a lot going on. You guys are looking very festive with your holiday stuff.
I
on.
didn't notice.
week.
This
Yeah.
is, I put out my clothes for this morning, and this is what I came up with.
You mean Nancy put out your clothes?
Yeah, I like your hat.
Thank you. I
He
stole it.
stole my hat. It doesn't fit my head. It's
Instead of
too
sitting on
skinny.
Santa's lap today, I stole his hat.
In a few years, he'll really look like Santa because it's getting grayer every year, right?
And my belly might even fit it too.
Yeah.
We should have done that. I should have put the hat and the whole thing, and you sat on my lap, and we do the show with you on my lap.
Oh,
That would
boy.
have been better.
All right,
so
man.
good.
This is awesome. I've been looking forward to talking about some CFP, man. I'm pumped up for this.
CFP, there's some very good NFL games coming up this week that are leading us into the playoff picture. Real quick, I know you guys picked Mendoza. Was it a surprise? Or I just want to point it out. What are your thoughts on him winning? Because the statistics really compared to quarterbacks that won it lately, it's kind of underwhelming year for quarterbacks. Nobody.
It is. I saw those stats more after the fact than actually before the fact, but it's still not surprising with the body of work that Indiana has. I think Mark alluded to this last week. You know, they went undefeated. They had the big win against Ohio State. I don't think anybody stood out enough to beat him. And frankly, I think they need to redo this whole Heisman thing. I don't know if he necessarily deserved it. I don't know if Hunter did the year before. I think it's just kind of boring, frankly.
Well, I look, we had said this, and I had said this to you, with his team and the body of work of the team. Yeah, his stats might not have been, you got, of course, Pavia's complaining, and others might complain, which the Pavia thing was, what a shame that a guy like that.
It's just a bad look.
I mean,
get ready for the draft. It's a bad look.
If you're a scout for an NFL team and you see that behavior, I don't know, that there's some red flags there for me, and someone needs to counsel this guy. Please, because he's a good player. Don't do that.
I think he might be getting some bad counseling. I mean, if you saw my thing was how he rolled up to it. It wasn't a good image.
No.
Right? He really set into that bad boy image. And I mean, we know his brothers had some trouble. They've been arrested at a couple games. I probably would have tried to separate myself from that image instead of stepping right into it full speed ahead. And I think, like you said, Mark, that's just not something these NFL. They're going to pay you millions of dollars to play in the NFL. They don't want to deal with that bad boy image.
No, they don't.
No.
And you could kind of see that with the Shador thing, right? It's a kind of a different bad boy image. Shador's more that pompous bad boy, but teams weren't really up for it. And you could see they're trying to build cultures there, and that might not be the guy you want to build a culture around.
Agreed.
So that was. I just wanted to touch base on that. Scotty, you had mentioned you wanted to talk of most likely upset this week. There's 4 games. This is probably we don't want to predict an upset down the road. Let's see, of the 4 games, what lower seed do you think has the best chance of winning?
Winning, not covering. I mean, we're not talking about covering here. We're talking about winning.
Yeah,
the game
we want to outright upset.
I mean, I don't think the lower seeds have a chance of winning, so I can't pick either JMU or Tulane. So I think I would go with Miami, even though I think it's going to be a really good game, a fun game to watch. I would say I think Miami has a good chance to win that game. That's who I would say.
What about you, Mark?
Lower seeds, you're right. No chance. I don't see a chance for Tulane or JMU. The lower seed, though, is Alabama and Oklahoma. So if I'm going to say if there's any upset based on just lower seed, Alabama could be that. I don't think it's going to be Miami either. I think Texas A&M.
We'll talk a little bit about that game, both of the games specifically. We've got them on our agenda. This funny thing is, the low seed's the favorite. So is it really an upset? In that 8-9 game, that's why I was kind of leaning away from it, and an upset pick for me. Obviously, I'm rooting for Alabama. I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Okay.
And I had the conversation last night. We had our nice dinner. Talking to Donnie, JMU alum. There's something brewing, I think. And it's a long shot, and we're going to go dark horse. Watch out for JMU against Oregon. Defense. I think if they keep it a low-scoring game, you might get an Indiana-Ohio State game. It's a shot in the dark, and we're gonna be a little proactive here.
What would the score be if Santa visited?
17-14 JMU.
I'm going to tell you the actual score. It's going to be 45-3 Oregon. But we'll go with maybe it's a Christmas miracle.
Christmas miracle here, brought to you by the hat. Spoke into my ear, my little speaker. 17-14 JMU. We're going out on a limb with the upset.
I say 45-3. Right. Where's your mind, Scotty?
I think Scotty's got it as blowout too.
I tend to think that it'll be close early, but then Oregon will pull away at the end. I don't think as bad as 45-3. My prediction on that game is going to be 35-10.
All right. Okay, got a little fun in there.
Yeah, I mean, I like that running back Knight from JMU. I think he'll be able to move the ball a little bit on Oregon from time to time, but not much. And also, I mean, Chesney's a good coach, but Lanning's better.
I think,
and they're going across country.
And that was the big thing Donnie and I talked about last night was if anything separates them, it's Dan Lanning. I know they lost, but Donnie was talking. Oregon lost both coordinators. They're getting jobs, and they may coach or may not coach, whatever it is. But Dan Lanning is one of the best coaches in college football. So that's their advantage. But look at what Indiana's done, and most of those guys are JMU guys.
Right.
So I know they get overlooked.
Well, you say most. I mean, some. There's a few.
I think they got a handful of starters on both sides of the ball at Indiana. That's our former JMU guys.
Well, and that's exactly why they're in the position they're in. Mm-hmm. But they don't have 11 on defense and 11 on offense. So you can go with 6 really, really great guys, but that's where the 45-3 comes in.
Yeah, I mean, with the upset thing, I think next week's going to be a more fun time to talk about the upset because I think the games are going to align well where there could be some upset.
And you got some guys, teams that'll sit on that bye. That's an extra week to.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep those guys locked in. So, and it happened last year. I don't think anybody that had a bye won a game.
You're right.
All
the byes lost.
All the byes lost.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. We know there will be one upset next week.
You would think so. You would think so. I agree. I think I would lean toward the team that get in the
All right. So Mark told us Alabama beating Oklahoma is his upset, and that's one of our games to talk about. Who do you think, Scotty?
I said it last week on the podcast. I think Alabama's going to win this game. I think they've caught a lot of heat. People are really down on them. I think it gave them some fire to work on stuff here these couple of weeks preparing for Oklahoma. I don't know. I think Alabama's going to come out fired up. I think they're going to win that game.
It's a revenge game.
Yeah, it's a revenge game.
Revenge. They lost to them.
Mm-hmm.
It could have potentially cost them. They didn't look great in the SEC championship. I think this is more of one of those games where Alabama might run away a little bit. Not 45-3 game, but I could see this being a 2-touchdown game, 10 to 14 points.
I hope you're right, but I don't see it. I think Oklahoma is the better team when you watch, and I'm still bitter about that loss to Georgia. They did not. That was not Alabama football. The play calling was poor. Now, the interesting thing was DeBoer says he's not going anywhere. He did announce that because they've been which was crazy. We had talked about this last week. How is it that a guy like Kalen DeBoer is even in the conversation about Michigan? He's got I don't know if it's the best job, but he's at the pinnacle of college football coaching. And beside the fact they got $87 million for 8 years.
Some would say Michigan's in that realm as Alabama too.
But with all that's going on in Michigan right now,
it's probably a place to steer clear. And I don't know what they have for options, Scotty, right? The hiring cycle got all done before the portal, or not the portal, the signing day. So there's not a lot of people. You've got to go try to steal somebody, quote unquote, steal a coach from another program.
Yep.
Because there's not a lot of free agents, and the free agents are necessary. Brian Kelly, we've seen what happens there.
Yeah. I feel like that they will get somebody good. They will get.
They have to.
It is a name coach.
It's a pinnacle program.
Right.
Right. I'm sure, and I saw reports they've got to make a call. You're Michigan, so you make a call about Marcus Freeman. It's Notre Dame, but it's Michigan. So do they call Marcus Freeman and get a no? Do they call Dan Lanning and get a no? Obviously, they got the no from Kalen DeBoer, but they've got to reach out to those top-level coaches to see because
they go the NFL route as well.
Yeah, maybe a John Gruden.
Yeah, what about Gruden? What's he? Because he wants to come back so bad. Throw him in there.
It's been quiet there on that front, but I don't know if you're Michigan, you turn to that guy with no college experience. But maybe that's the route. You just clean house.
Yeah, but he's a no-nonsense guy, and maybe that's what you need. So that could be an
Well,
interesting.
Jim Harbaugh was kind of a no-nonsense guy, and you saw
Well,
where that got him.
It turns out that Jim Harbaugh was probably full of nonsense because that stuff had to be going on around him. Things were happening that whole thing with him leaving and the way that it played out and all the stuff the baggage that
and
he had
Sherrone
when
Moore
he was there.
his hand-picked guy.
Exactly. There's got to be
True.
more to that Jim Harbaugh is probably aware of. It's
And
convenient.
to be honest with you, with all this Sherrone Moore stuff going on, he might be able to see what a troubled pig likes to squeal. So
Yeah.
he might be squealing a little bit on some of those things. Maybe the Connor Stallings things comes to light a little more, and you get a little more details with everything going on here. And they're doing a whole investigation. How much you can trust that because it is the school investigating themselves. It's not like an outside firm, but be interesting to see if anything does come out of this.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, on the outside looking in, Michigan's a big job. I don't think it's as big as Alabama. I think part of the situation, too, is at Alabama, I feel like you're always on thin ice unless you're undefeated.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
You know, I mean, it's a pressure cooker there more than Michigan. The pressure cooker at Alabama, you're expected to.
Well, you've got Bear Bryant and Nick Saban as
I
the guys
know.
that they've
Yeah.
won they've won 6-7 national championships. That's
Right.
national championship at Alabama is the expectation. So they're the pinnacle, but everybody seems to consider Michigan a pinnacle program. So and it's weird because you don't see the success.
I think that's it's definitely a tier 1 program. It's a blue blood or whatever you want to call it, but I just don't think it has the pressure cooking of Alabama. It's there, but what do I know? You know, we'll see what happens.
You know what? Thin ice is funny because all of us, probably 99% of the population in this country, would walk on thin ice for $87 million.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
So,
pretty confident I'll swim in
it's
ice
hard.
water.
Yeah, so it's hard to say, well, would you
If that
really
ice
want that? No, I
collapses.
want the $87 million. And if you guys don't like me after a year and you fire me, I still get the $87 million. It's guaranteed. So I'll take that walk with you.
In a minute, I'm going to tell you guys how you can get that $87 million and not walk on ice.
All
We're
right.
locked. So, all right. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the other CFP game we put on our board, and you talked about that your upset of the week, Miami, Texas A&M, Mark. So, Scotty, we know where Scotty's going. What are your thoughts on this game?
Texas A&M, all the way.
Well, that was a quick SEC answer.
Well, it has
the
nothing to do with the
bias.
SEC. It has everything to do with the ACC. It has everything to do with Miami. They're not right now in a position to run this thing. They barely squeaked in. Some would say they probably didn't deserve it. I might be one of those guys. They were on the outside looking in. I feel like they are still on the outside. And Texas A&M is in the heart of they could win this whole thing. They're that good.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
Interesting thought there, Marcus. I
All
didn't
right.
think you were going there.
yeah, you think I'm going to go Miami?
No, I didn't think you were
Just
going
because I
Miami,
like
but I
warm
didn't,
Not
weather?
that strong on
I
A&M.
didn't- I
I mean,
didn't
you're
think you
expecting
thought-
an A&M cakewalk win.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say cakewalk because Miami's good, but I think
But you said they got
Eh.
a chance to win it all. You think Texas A&M can win it all?
I do. I think they
Okay.
could. You know my pick. My pick is the Ducks to win it all, but I think A&M is that kind of dangerous team.
I really
And-
hope my upset comes through now.
Yeah.
It's the Ducks are his pick. I just don't buy the Texas A&M hype. We saw what Texas did to them last game of the season. I think to go on what you talked about, Miami snuck in. I think they've got a veteran quarterback. They've got a little chip on their shoulder because they have to prove that they belong. And I think they want to show the country and the doubters that they aren't just there because it's an ACC team that needed to get in. They actually belong there. So I'm with you, Scott. I think Miami takes this game. It's going to be a good game, but I think Miami wins.
Well, okay, tell me this. Eye test. If Miami is playing, or is that if that was Texas playing, who would you take? Texas over A&M?
Yeah, they already beat them.
already beat them. And the eye test, watching Miami, they're not at that
If it was
Texas
Texas,
level.
I'd take Texas. If it was Miami, I'd take Miami. If it was Notre Dame, I'd take Notre Dame. Whoever was in the 10 seed playing Texas A&M, I'd take over Texas A&M.
Ah.
Which is, my thought is they're not that great. I think they had one of the easier SEC schedules. I'm not saying that it was a cakewalk SEC, but Texas A&M, Ole Miss, they didn't have that higher tier. I thought Texas had a tougher schedule. Georgia had a tougher schedule. Alabama had a tougher schedule. Those guys, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, were kind of middle of the pack, bottom of the pack SEC schedules. They got some of those Kentucky game. They got to play the Kentuckies and a down Florida team and,
Hey.
and a down LSU team. And I know there were high hopes for LSU, but they weren't great. They weren't very good. So I just think they were the beneficiary of a soft schedule.
As was Miami.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting. I said my pick earlier. I like Miami. I don't love Miami by any means. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. It's interesting. That game is at noon, Eastern time. What time is that in Texas? 11 a.m.
11, yep.
That's an early game, especially for college kids. I'm sure they'll be hyped up. It's not going to make a difference. But my prediction is this in that game. I think Miami wins by a field goal. Close game. I think it's going to be a close game. A&M could certainly win it. Their fans, they got their 12th man down there. They're going to need to get up early in the morning to get fired up.
They might not go to bed.
They might not go to bed.
12th man.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, they might not go to bed.
They're going to need to be fired up. And that could make their home crowd could make a difference and turn this the other way. Carson Beck's going to need to stand on his head.
And I think that's the only advantage, right? You got an inexperienced younger quarterback. Carson Beck's played in that atmosphere. He's played in the big game. So I think that's the one advantage Miami has. Texas A&M's crowd it's the 12th man. It's like playing in Seattle. They are obnoxious and loud. But Carson Beck has done that before. That's not new. Some of these other kids might struggle a little bit, but if he's the leader and he wants to go prove he deserves to get drafted, go play at the NFL level, he's got to be able to rally those guys and be able to survive that. And I'm not, by no means am I a Carson Beck guy. We've had this conversation when he's at Georgia, but I think that's an advantage for them.
It is. I agree. It'd be fun to watch. Two good quarterbacks, two good teams.
Nice.
So you say a field goal? You say Miami and
Miami. I'm thinking in that 4 to 7 range.
What's the spread on the game?
-3.
Okay.
A&M -3. Are you switching your pick now? Did we sell you on it?
You ready? Here's my pick. So I just again because you guys both want Miami and you with points. Texas A&M wins by 10.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a bold statement from Santa over here.
Santa's full of gifts today.
I'm going 31-28 Miami. I think it's a
score.
low scoring at the beginning. They're going to wake up and they're going to score a lot in the second half. In fact, my lock of the weekend is to take the over in the third quarter in this game, which is 10.5 points. I think they're going to wake up, come out at halftime, make adjustments, and score some points starting in the second half. The total in the third quarter is 10.5. I would take the over. Take that with a grain of salt, people.
I'm good with you,
That's
though,
my
because
play.
28-24. I'm in that ballpark. 28-24, 28-21, I think is kind of where that game sits for me.
Okay.
31-21.
All right, we're both on 31 then.
31
teams.
All
right, good. It'll be fun.
Well, that does our college talk for today.
Yeah.
And like we said, there's a couple good NFL games this week, and the advantage of they're kind of the only games on, and which is an anomaly because, in my opinion, and I don't know if I'm just on an island, but the Thursday night games and the Monday night games have been an absolute bust in the NFL.
But Thursday this week is a money game.
Thursday might be the best game of the year on Thursday with the Rams traveling to Seattle. I know Seattle didn't look great. Mark, we talked about it earlier. You were a little down on them because they almost lost to Grandpa Rivers.
I mean, not only I down on him, I mean, Grandpa Rivers, first of all, I'm embarrassed that Grandpa Rivers is out there. I know people will say, but isn't it cool that this old man came in and played? It's not cool to me. You mean to tell me you can't find another young quarterback to come in and do what he did, which is what? Threw for 100 yards, an interception, and he handed the ball off to again. You can find someone to do that. To me, it's just it's
I think
silly.
they should have called 40-something-year-old Tom Brady. Might have been a little better.
Tom Brady would have been absolutely better. I mean, did you see Phillip Rivers? The man's about 50 pounds heavier, and
hey, wait a second.
I mean, he's a little round. Yeah. He's a little Santa-like.
A little rotund.
I think it's cool that he's doing what he's doing he's got all these kids. I did see something interesting that now since he's come back, he gets health insurance for another 5 years. So that's kind
might
of
be another kid in there.
I didn't realize he had 10 kids, and the oldest is 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be healthy for these people. Stop doing this. I hope they don't start him. I hope Riley Leonard starts, but either way, for that game, Rams are going to clean out those Seahawks. If they behave the way the Seahawks did, and what's going
And they
on
were
with Darnold?
At Seattle, right? The Indianapolis game was in Seattle.
Yeah, and it was all field goals.
Yeah.
Darnold, he wasn't himself. It's
He
the last
did
couple
look
weeks.
a little off. He
So I don't know what's going on there either. But
Scotty, I know you're big on the Rams. All right, I would highly doubt you go against the Rams because they've been your Super Bowl pick for quite some time. So.
They are my Super Bowl pick, and they are the favorite to win the Super Bowl on the lines, but I'm not taking them this week. I think Seahawks win tomorrow night at home. After that game last week, they're embarrassing. I like the turnaround factor on a short week being at home. I think Seattle wins this game. I'm taking Seattle. After this, I don't think the Rams lose again.
You think they need a little come to Jesus?
You think they need a little punch in the mouth?
I think Seattle wins this game. They're gonna punch him in the mouth. I think it's gonna. That's it. The Rams gonna run the table.
You think it's a low scoring game? You think it's high scoring? You think they get after it a little bit? And
I think
Seattle
somewhere in the middle. I don't know what the total is on it. I can see it being like 27, 24.
44 is the total.
20, so a little higher than the total then there.
So the over?
Two good
over
defenses.
44?
Yeah. That's what I think.
Wow, Scotty. I would not have guessed that.
It's gonna go over.
I think I like the Seattle coach. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he's done well there. They're a defensive minded team. When it comes down to me for Rams, I think Devontae Adams is going to sit this one out in a short week. Is Puka good? Puka took a bad hit last week, and that back injury
He bounced right back up.
Yeah, well, he did, and then he fell right back over.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen any reports yet. We'll start to hear if these guys it's a short week. They don't practice much these weeks. I think having Devontae or not having Devontae and Puka kind of hurts them. But
if they don't have them, they're in big trouble.
Yeah, and I think you'll see this jump. I can't be sold on the Seahawks beating the Rams. I'm just tough. I'm going to go with you. I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's one of those Thursday night conference games that's going to be a dogfight. 2017, something like that, 20-17, in that range. Hopefully it's not too many field goals like Seattle's last game, but I think the Rams pull this one off. Their run games looks good. It's Matthew Stafford. He's looked pretty much untouchable back there. So I'm going to go Rams here in a close one, but I can't pull the trigger on the Seahawks.
Okay.
Scotty.
All right.
Bold prediction. I'm surprised you said it with so much conviction. Can't believe that's not your lock.
Well, like you said, I mean, short week, people injured.
Yeah.
I'm going Seahawks. They're at home, coming off a loss. I think they're going to rebound.
Much needed. So the other one we got to talk about is a Saturday game. We've got 2 Saturday games this week, which is nice. I didn't know they started them this early. I was waiting for after Christmas to get my Friday or Saturday game.
It's kind of weird that up against the CFP, that's how come they're putting that
just...
Miami, Texas at the noon spot because they don't want it to get the CFP doesn't want that to compete with the NFL because the NFL will win.
The other thing too is Oregon's got to go. You got to play the West Coast time, so that's going to be the primetime game.
Yeah,
it's Ole Miss is Tulane. You can see what they really think of that one. They put it in the heart of the NFL game. Granted, the 5 o'clock game's not as good as this 8 o'clock Packers Bears game. Mark, let's start with you. Packers Bears. Bears have looked good. I know none of us have really been big on Caleb Williams, and he's showing. I would give more credit to Ben Johnson than Caleb Williams. I mean, Caleb obviously is out there playing, but I think Ben Johnson's coached him up a little bit. What are your thoughts?
I'm a big Broncos fan, and I was so happy to see. I watched that game. That was great watching the Broncos beat them. Very sad for Parsons. You know, he's
a tough one, tough injury.
And they look beat up to me. The Packers generally. I mean, even Jacobs was taking. Did you see that one hit that he got just pummeled? He got back up and he kind of smiled, but man, that was a rough game for those guys. And so I'm going to say, and whatever happened, what was the result of the injury to the receiver? I've just forgotten his name now. The guy that
Odunze or something?
No, for the Packers.
Oh, for the Packers.
Yeah, it just
was it Dobbs?
No, it wasn't Dobbs.
Jaden Reed? I didn't pay much attention to that game last week. So
no, because Wicks came in because I had him on fantasy, so I needed Wicks to come in. But they had to have just spaced the name of the receiver that went. Oh, it was Watson.
Christian Watson. Yeah,
and I don't know if he's going to play or not, but that will hurt him. The Bears, they do look good, and and you've got Caleb Williams. As much as I haven't been a fan of his nails look good. He's doing a nice job painting his nails.
Not turning the ball over.
It's because of the nice painted nails.
Better grip.
I'm going to say the Bears win this game.
I'll be short and sweet on it. I think Caleb Williams has a big game this week, and I think the Bears win, and I think they win by more than a touchdown. At home, big game. I think the Bears win.
I'm going to go with you. I think we're all on the Bears. I love what Ben Johnson's doing. Bears have some weapons and Caleb Williams seems to be building that chemistry with them. They got two guys in the backfield. They got a couple wide receivers. Loveland, the tight end, young guy. I'd be surprised if it isn't more than 7, more than a touchdown. I think the Bears finally take some of that back. They're sick of hearing that the Packers own the Bears.
And no Parsons is part of it too.
Yeah,
I
not
think
having Parsons,
that's going to help
big
Williams
difference.
a ton. Even that little extra time he's going to have in the backfield is going to help him.
The extra
tremendously.
second. So yeah, I think we're all on the Bears, and I think this is a big one.
That Parsons was scary, even with Bo Nix. Bo Nix would get outside, start running. Parsons was almost catching him every time up until he got
It
hurt.
was funny. I saw somebody who was talking on ESPN. And he was trying to be polite. He's like, Bo Nix is the reason Micah Parsons got hurt because of how well he played and how he could maneuver the pocket and get out and escapability. And they were like, he had Micah Parsons chasing him all over the field, and he was trying to help carry his team to a win, and just unfortunate step and blew it out. But that's a tough injury.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm feeling like a little trivia right now.
Did Scotty make that up?
Yep. Scotty make that up. Why don't we
All
do
right,
a little
let's
quick?
finish it off with a trivia.
We got a trivia here. We're going to do one. It just came to me. I don't know why. According to DraftKings, as of today, December 17th is when we're filming this. What NFL team is favored? What NFL team is supposed to have the most wins according to DK at the end of the season? Best odds to have the most wins. What NFL team?
Broncos.
Was this right now?
At the end of the
Where
season,
records
it's
right
going to
now?
have
Based on the
most-
records now, or was
based
this?
on
Yep,
the
based
records
on right
as
now.
of right now. I went on DraftKings. Who's going to have the most wins?
Yeah, I'm saying the Broncos. They're going to win out.
I'm going to go Patriots.
No.
They have a cakewalk schedule. They have one game this week, and outside of this week,
Mark is right.
Look at
That
that.
had the Broncos. All right.
that's easy. That's
Yeah. I would have thought maybe the Rams too. They have a tougher schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just know the Patriots play the Jets and Dolphins, who are god awful, and they have the Ravens this week, who is my sleeper for the Super Bowl if they make the playoffs.
All right. How about we do another one?
All right, you got one
Hit us,
more
Scotty.
special treat for you.
Wait a
Christmas
second. Is
edition.
this inspired by this? All of this?
I will have one of those too. I have
All
two more
right.
questions.
All right?
One hit with Scotty make it up so we can put it on short.
Here we are with another episode of Did Scotty Make That Up?
All
Come on, give it to
right.
us, Scotty.
Okay, we're going back to the CFP. We've already talked about the CFP. So over the last 10 years, CFP, give me the top 4 teams, which is not very hard, who's won the most games, but put them in order. Who've won the most CFP games in the last 10 years?
What? There's been CFP games for 10 years, or
Maybe not, but it's close to that long.
The existence of the CFP.
Yeah.
Who's
I
won the
don't-
most?
Well, Alabama and Georgia on that list,
And
Ohio
LSU.
State.
And Ohio State.
I want you to put them in order. Those are 3 of the
Okay.
4. There's one more.
Ohio State's 1. And I'm going to say Alabama's 2. Georgia's 3.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State are my 3.
Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. Okay, so I go Ohio. So we flip the Ohio State and Georgia. Okay. Let's
We
hear
got
the
the
But
first
there's
3.
the 4th team. in
Yeah,
there.
are we close here with these first 3?
Okay, you've got the 3, and yes and no.
Close.
Yes and no. Close.
Okay, so we're just missing a 4th team. You think LSU?
Yeah, I mean LSU, because remember with the Joe Burrow years and all that.
I'm gonna go Oregon as my 4th team.
Yeah, they're pretty good, but I go LSU.
You're both wrong. LSU is 5th.
Ah,
Here's the order. Ohio State 1. I'm sorry. Ohio State's not 1. You can erase that. Alabama is 1.
okay.
Georgia is 2. Tied with Clemson.
Ooh,
Wow,
Number
good
4
for
is
them.
Ohio State. So there you go. And sorry
Yeah,
I said
that's
that
good.
wrong, people.
Good.
But that's the way it is. Alabama has 9.
It's pretty cool.
Years. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Excellent. Thank you, Scotty.
yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for that, Scotty.
Uh-huh.
But you did say you had a special treat for Christmas for us.
Yeah.
So give us the Christmas edition of Scotty. Did Scotty make that up?
This is not sports related. This is Santa Claus related. Okay. Scotty, make this up. I did not make this up. What company?
You can't tell them that, Scotty.
Yeah.
They've got to figure it
Yeah,
out.
I made it up. Exactly. What U.S. company gets the credit for popularizing Santa Claus's red suit,
Whew, you mean,
making it a thing?
wow.
It's a toy company, you said. Or
No,
is
I
it
didn't
just-
say the
he
toy
just
company.
said
I
it's
said
a
it was
country.
a U.S.-based company.
What? A U.S.-based company?
Yeah.
Okay. What company? Mattel.
I was, Mark, I was
Not a bad guess, but when I say it, you're going
Hasbro.
to know it.
that's gee.
Hallmark.
No. No. You got a guess?
You're gonna get a chance.
I
I haven't even
know.
been able to spit a
Mark,
word.
all right.
Four.
Zach?
I'm gonna go with Fisher Price.
Nope. And the answer is Coca-Cola.
Wow.
Yeah,
the Coca-Cola
remember the old
commercial.
stuff? 1931 is when they started doing it, and
Yeah.
they also, I think, popularized the heavy set Santa as well, along with the red suit
Rather
that
than
he's
the
always
spelt
on.
Santa.
And what color are the Coke cans?
Red.
Red. So there you go. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy
Merry
Hanukkah.
Christmas.
Thanks for checking us out. Follow us at CYA Sideline Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Thanks for checking us out.